Imagine this. You reach the stairs you've climbed 1,000 times before. But today your legs feel heavy, your knees hesitate, and halfway up you're already catching your breath. You're not weak, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. What's really happening inside your body after 60 might surprise you, and once you understand it, you can start reversing it. Stair climbing doesn't usually get harder overnight. It sneaks up slowly, year by year, until one day you notice something has changed. The first thing many people blame is age itself. Just getting older. But age is not the true culprit. Real issue is that certain muscles quietly shrink, weaken, and stop communicating with your brain the way they used to. And stairs are often the first place this shows up. When you climb stairs, your body performs a surprisingly complex task. Each step requires strength, balance, coordination, and timing. Your brain sends a signal. Your hip lifts your leg, your knee straightens, your ankle stabilizes, your other leg supports your entire body weight for a brief moment. All of this happens in less than a second, over and over again. When even one part of that system weakens, stairs suddenly feel intimidating. After 60, the biggest change happening inside your body is something called age-related muscle loss. Scientists call it sarcopenia. It sounds technical, but the idea is simple. Starting around your 40s, you begin losing muscle every decade, and after 60, that loss speeds up. The problem is not just that muscles get smaller, it's that your body starts prioritizing the wrong ones. The muscles you use most is like the ones that help you walk on flat ground tend to stick around longer. But the muscles you only use when you challenge yourself, like climbing stairs, standing up from a low chair, or catching yourself if you stumble, are the first to weaken. These are often called anti-gravity muscles because they work against gravity, and stairs demand a lot from them. One of the first muscles to quietly fade is the gluteus maximus, your main butt muscle. This muscle is one of the strongest in the human body, and it plays a huge role in lifting you upward. Every time you step onto a stair, your glutes should be powering that movement. But many adults over 60 sit more, walk less uphill, and avoid stairs when possible. Over time, the glutes stop firing efficiently. When that happens, your body looks for help elsewhere. That's when your knees start taking over. Instead of the hips doing the heavy lifting, the knees are forced to absorb more load than they were designed for. This is why so many people feel knee pain specifically on stairs, even if walking on flat ground feels fine. The knee isn't the problem, it's the messenger. Another muscle group that weakens faster than most people realize is the quadriceps, the large muscles on the front of your thighs. These muscles are responsible for straightening your knee and controlling your descent when walking downstairs. When quads lose strength, going up feels exhausting and going down feels scary. Many people describe a lack of trust in their legs, like they might buckle without warning. What's fascinating is that this weakness isn't always obvious in daily life. You can still walk, shop, cook, and move around the house without much trouble. But stairs demand more force, sometimes up to 3 times your body weight with each step. That SY stair difficulty is often the first warning sign that muscle loss has crossed an important threshold. Then there are the calves and ankles. These smaller muscles play a big role in balance and push-off power. As ankle strength declines, your steps become shorter and less stable. You may start placing your entire foot flat on each stair instead of pushing through the ball of your foot. This subtle change increases effort and reduces confidence, especially when you're tired. But muscle loss is only part of the story. There's another change happening after 60, that docin. T get talked about nearly enough. The connection between your brain and your muscles weakens. Even if a muscle still has some strength left, your nervous system may not activate it as quickly or as fully as before. This is called reduced neuromuscular efficiency, and it's a major reason movements feel slower and more deliberate. Think of it like an old light switch. The bulb still works, but the connection is faulty. Flip the switch, and the light comes on a second late, or not quite as bright. On stairs, that delay matters. It can make you feel unsteady, hesitant, or unsure of your footing. Breathing also plays a role. Climbing stairs requires a short burst of cardiovascular effort. After 60, lung elasticity decreases slightly, and the heart may not respond as quickly to sudden demands. If you become less active over the years, this effect is amplified. The result is that familiar feeling of being winded halfway up, even though you're not out of shape in the way you might expect. Here's the encouraging part. This is crucial. None of these changes mean stairs are permanently off limits. The muscles involved in stair climbing are highly responsive, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Research consistently shows that older adults can rebuild strength, improve balance, and restore confidence with the right kind of movement. The key is understanding which muscles you're losing, and why traditional advice often misses the mark. Most people are told to walk more. Walking is great, but walking alone doesn't fully challenge the muscles you need for stairs. It doesn't load the hips enough, doesn't train single leg strength, and it doesn't teach your brain to coordinate powerful upward movements again. That's why many active walkers still struggle on stairs. In the next part, we'll break down exactly how your body compensates when these muscles weaken, why that leads to pain, and fatigue, and how small, targeted changes can start waking these muscles back up, often faster than people expect. When those key muscles weaken, your body doesn't give up, it adapts. And at first, that adaptation feels helpful. You lean forward more to climb stairs. You pull on the handrail. You push harder with one leg while the other just follows along. These little adjustments let you keep moving, but they come at a cost. Leaning forward shifts the work away from your hips and onto your lower back and knees. Relying on one stronger leg creates imbalances that grow over time. Pulling with your arms reduces how much your legs have to do, which sounds helpful, but it actually speeds up muscle loss in the long run. The body always follows the rule of use it or lose it. This is why stair climbing often becomes not just harder, but more tiring. You're no longer moving efficiently. Instead of powerful muscles sharing the load, smaller joints and weaker tissues are being asked to do too much. Fatigue sets in faster, and discomfort isn't far behind. There's also a psychological layer to this that matters more than most people realize. After one or two shaky moments on stairs, your brain starts labeling them as a threat. You become cautious. You slow down. You tense up. That tension actually makes movement less smooth and more energy demanding. It becomes a feedback loop. Fear leads to stiffness. Stiffness leads to difficulty. And difficulty reinforces fear. Over time, many people unconsciously avoid stairs whenever possible. They choose elevators, rearrange their homes, or limit outings. While that might feel like a smart safety choice, it removes one of the last natural challenges keeping those stair-specific muscles alive. Avoidance accelerates decline, not because you're doing something wrong, because your body adapts exactly to what you ask of it. Another overlooked factor is how long it takes muscles to wake up as we age. When you were younger, muscles activated almost instantly.
Ow.
Especially in the morning or after sitting, they need a few moments to engage fully. That first flight of stairs often feels the hardest, not because you're weak, but because your system hasn't fully switched on yet. Joint stiffness adds to this sensation. Cartilage doesn't have a direct blood supply, so it relies on movement to stay healthy. When movement decreases, joints feel tighter, which can limit how deeply you bend your hips and knees. Less bend means less power, and less power means more effort per step. What's important to understand is that none of this is a personal failure. These are predictable, well-documented changes in the human body. The mistake is assuming they are permanent, or that the only solution is to be careful. Careful is good, but capable is better. The body is incredibly adaptable, even later in life. Muscles don't disappear because of age alone. They disappear because they're no longer asked to do meaningful work. When you reintroduce that work gradually, safely, and intentionally, the body responds. Muscle fibers grow stronger. Nerve signals become clearer. Balance improves. Confidence returns. And here's something most people find surprising. You, Dan, T, need intense workouts or long gym sessions to make stairs easier again? In fact, overly aggressive exercise can backfire, especially if joints are already irritated. What works best is targeted stimulation movements that remind your body, yes, you still need these muscles. Think of it less like training for performance and more like restoring communication. You're teaching your brain and muscles to work together again. Once that connection improves, strength often follows faster than expected. In the final part, we'll talk about how this understanding changes the way you should approach movement after 60, what most people get wrong when trying to strengthen their legs, and how the right approach can make stairs feel less like an obstacle and more like a normal part of life again. Once you understand what's really going on, The way you approach movement after 60 naturally changes, instead of trying to push through weakness or avoid discomfort at all costs. The goal becomes reactivating the muscles that stairs depend on most without overwhelming your joints or nervous system. One of the biggest mistakes people make is focusing only on isolated strength. They might do leg extensions, ride a stationary bike, or walk longer distances, hoping that stronger legs will automatically translate to easier stair climbing. But stair climbing isn't just about strength. It's about timing, balance, and the ability to support your body on one leg while moving the other upward. That single leg support phase is where many adults over 60 struggle, even if they don't realize it. For a brief moment on every step, one leg is doing almost all the work. If your hip muscles, especially the glutes, aren't ready for that demand, your body hesitates. That hesitation is what you feel as instability or weakness. This is why exercises that involve standing, shifting weight, and controlled upward movement are so powerful. They mirror real life. They teach your body to trust itself again. And when done correctly, they actually reduce joint stress rather than increase it, because the load is shared by the right muscles. Another key shift is learning to move with intention instead of momentum. Many people rush upstairs using speed to compensate for lack of strength. Others move extremely slowly out of fear. Both approaches can increase fatigue. Smooth, deliberate movement where you press through your foot, gauge your hip, and stand tall on each step uses less energy and feels more stable. Breathing plays a role here too. Holding your breath while climbing stairs is surprisingly common and can make the effort feel much harder than it needs to be. Exhaling as you step up helps your core engage naturally and keeps your blood pressure from spiking. It's a small change, but it can make a noticeable difference. There's also good news when it comes to muscle recovery. Older muscles may take a bit longer to bounce back, but they respond very well to consistency. Even small amounts of the right movement done regularly send a powerful signal to your body that these muscles are still needed. Over time, that signal leads to stronger muscle fibers, better coordination, and improved endurance. Many people are shocked to discover that after a few weeks of targeted movement, stairs don't just feel easier, they feel more predictable. The fear fades. The "will my leg hold me?" question disappears. And that confidence often spills into other areas of life, like getting out of chairs, stepping off curbs, or carrying groceries. The most important takeaway is this: difficulty with stairs after 60 is not a dead end. It's a message. Your body is telling you which systems need attention. When you listen to that message and respond with the right kind of movement, you can change the trajectory of your mobility. Stairs don't have to be a reminder of aging. They can become a measure of progress, a sign that your body is still capable of adapting, strengthening, and supporting you in everyday life. If you take one thing away from this, let it be this: struggling with stairs after 60 is not a sign that your best days are behind you. It's simply feedback from your body. Feedback that certain muscles have gone quiet, certain connections have weakened, and certain movements have been missing from your daily life. The moment you stop blaming age and start understanding which muscles are being lost and why everything changes, stairs stop feeling mysterious and intimidating. They start making sense. And when something makes sense, it becomes fixable. Your hips can get stronger again. Your thighs can regain power. Your balance can improve. Even your confidence can come back faster than you might expect. Not through extreme workouts or pushing through pain, but through smart, targeted movement that works with your body instead of against it. So the next time you approach a staircase, don't see it as a warning sign. See it as information. A gentle reminder of what your body still wants, still responds to. Because mobility isn't about age, it's about use, intention, and consistency. And the truth is, your body is far more capable after 60 than most people have ever been told.